Travis Wayne Goodself. Opening hymn, Elton John, I'm Still Standing. Closing hymn, Matthew Wilder, Break My Stride. I'm going to share with you a verbally violent and graphic comment. So be warned, if you are sensitive and delicate, this will shock and horrify you. It's from a Mormon. This is an example of what I have been discussing with you for the past 4 years, doing YouTube videos to help Mormons out of Mormonism. And this is the kind of response I get from Mormons. And this will demonstrate to you that Mormons are surface dwellers, outward appearance focusers, because what goes on inside is completely different. When they associate with you and they're all smiling and happy and friendly, think of this comment. And so, even if you're female, put yourself into the position as if this person is commenting on you. This Mormon is commenting to you. And you're going to realize that he's not telling you the truth about yourself. They're just being mean and verbally, graphically violent and abusive. And if you're not a Mormon, welcome to my channel. Is this the kind of Mormon that is representative of a church? Because every Mormon a missionary. Mormons are to set the example of Christ-like behavior and set an example for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, so that people will be naturally inclined to want to learn more. So this is an example of Mormonism. Like I said, he's confessed to being married. He's Mormon, been sealed in the temple. He's an elder. Just a regular Mormon. And this is what goes on in the thoughts and feelings, minds of Mormons. And pretend that he is talking to you. It must be difficult for you to wake up every morning. Loneliness, 2 failed marriages, no woman wants you, insecurity. You go to great lengths to hide your hair loss problem. Lifestyle. You have to live in a mommy's basement type apartment. You have no car, no driver's license, no friends who want to invite you to go bowling or to have a cookout. All because you want to convince people that the church is false and that you are a Latter-day Moses. You created the world you live in. It was your choice. The identity is hidden. This person will not reveal themselves. And this isn't the only person. This is just a systemic problem that YouTube will not deal with, that is allowing this person to continually abuse me. I hold all comments for review, so you don't see this. And he makes up names. He's a fake channel. This isn't him. This isn't his channel. He doesn't have pictures of his wife getting sealed in the temple on his YouTube channel. oh, the video, this was our honeymoon vacation in Bermuda. They found some wreckage out there, I understand. It was in my mission, the New York mission, but only elders who had gone on their mission later than 19 and were going to be over 21 by the end of their mission. Only they were allowed to go. Otherwise, it was the older couple missionaries. But yeah, this Mormon will not reveal himself. He's a coward. He will not tell you to your face. He's a coward. But this reveals what I have been witness to. And there are Mormons who actually will tell you this to your face. Just go to a singles ward in Utah. They'll tell you. There are some lies in here, obviously. And there are some things that he apparently has not been properly taught. You know, like my hair loss, it's not a problem, it's DNA. This is my mom's father's hairline. I'm proud of my grandfather. That was the only thing that helped me when I started losing my hair, was knowing that I'm in the image of my grandfather, who served in World War II, so that America can at least exist for you to live in, even though the current government and governments in the States are trying to execute us. I learned about Agenda 21 today. Did some research on that. It was a UN action that was taken in 1992. They don't say the depopulation agenda. They use a nice word to say the same thing. And that explains why all governments around the world are not stopping the spread and escalation of coronavirus. But let's talk about that then. This guy, you notice he never once defended a position of the church. He only says that I want to convince people that the church is false. He's Mormon, he confessed to me, sealed in the temple, an elder, most likely therefore gone on a mission. And he's not doing anything to protect and defend the church with sound argument and reason. He's doing the desperation debate tactic of ad hominem, which you only get a point in junior high debate. You lose automatically, but you get a participation point. And so there's a lot of confusion, and I don't understand why, but there is, about how to cure or stop coronavirus. And I've been yelling and screaming at you this whole time. Don't do this, do this, because otherwise this will result. And here we are. And you guys still don't give a damn. But you want it gone so that you can live your lives without having all this disruption. And so let's use the scriptures. Doesn't matter which one, they both preach the same basic doctrine. Whether it's faith from the Old Testament, or the New Testament, or the Book of Mormon, or the Doctrine and Covenants, or the Pearl of Great Price, or other scriptures, the doctrine of faith remains the same. And to illustrate, is it faith alone? There are many people saying just have faith. Some people will even go so far as to say just have faith in Jesus to cure coronavirus. Nelson pulled that stunt. Russell M. Nelson, medical doctor and president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, pulled that stunt, among other magical cures for coronavirus that we should just have faith in. And so is that our doctrine, Mormons? Is Nelson correct? Should we just have faith in Jesus, faith in the healing power of gratitude, faith in fasting and prayer, faith in going to church to cure coronavirus, to put a stop to it? Is that our doctrine? Well, hopefully you remembered your scripture mastery. This Mormon most likely went to seminary, probably early morning, who knows. And so you're familiar with the passage in James, faith without works is dead. So Nelson's automatically wrong. We've got a conflict of doctrine. Is Nelson correct that only faith in whatever magic, is that all that's necessary? Or faith without works is dead? Well, how has it worked for you in following the true and living prophet on the face of the earth? We still have the virus. Delta variant has ravaged Utah. The Mu variant is now here, and vaccines are now worthless, as we were warned from the very beginning, that if we do not stop it immediately, variants will emerge and continue to emerge until one nullifies vaccines, and we have to start all over from scratch now. Your Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, worthless. If somebody comes into your life with Mu. Good job. Way to follow the true and living prophet. It's a good thing he made $6 billion off of your tithing last year when everybody else financially suffered. Over 10 million who lost their jobs yesterday no longer receive government benefits to keep them alive. Is the church true if it doesn't give charity? And so faith without works, is that one true? Well, how are you defining works? Are you defining it as a verb, or are you defining it as the noun? I am working on a work. Didn't know there were two definitions, did you? You should have taken all art electives in high school. Then you'd know all about a work of art. An artwork. And so yes, let's start with faith with action. You've most likely heard from the world, don't just talk the talk, faith without works, but walk the walk, action. Is that how we should deal with coronavirus? Well, what kind of action do we do? Pray, fast, those are actions. Has that cured coronavirus? Is faith with works successful in curing coronavirus. Now you see, there are actions that won't lead to the desired result. So then how do we get to the desired result? Which in this example is curing or stopping the spread and escalation of coronavirus so that we can resume our lives and not have to fear that somebody else is trying to murder us because they don't want to wear a mask and they didn't want to get vaccinated, and so the mutant variant, Mu, is now out to nullify the vaccines. How could we have done this better from the beginning? Well, I was a firefighter at one point in time. I was trained, educated, and experienced in responding to fires, so that when the siren went off, I knew what to do. I didn't have to do a last-minute Google search. Let's see, how should we handle this fire today? I didn't find some chat social media site to hear opinions about what should be done to fight the fires. I didn't listen to a president who said that we should rake up the leaves in the forest to prevent forest fires. You guys even remember that one? Now, there are certain field-specific things that must be acted on in order to produce the desired outcome, which for a firefighter is putting out the fire, saving lives, saving property if necessary, if available, if optioned in grants. And so every second counts. How many of you have seen a TV show or a movie where there's an outbreak of a virus? What did they do? Did we do any of that? No. Nope. We didn't do any of that. The hospital didn't come to us. We had to go to the hospital. And people only went to the hospital when they could no longer function. In Utah, if you tested positive, you were sent home if you didn't need to be hospitalized. Isn't that great? We had 10,000 for months who tested positive, who were spreading and escalating the virus in Utah. And guess what the trigger for a super spreader event was? Church. All you had to do was watch the graph. Very easy to see. As people got tested during the week, showing that they contracted the virus on Sunday, kids would then pass it to their classmates at school. So they got a nice, good blend of the virus. And over 3,000 dead. Is that acceptable? Is that the life of a soul? Is that what a soul is worth to you? Maybe to that Mormon. So yeah, faith with action is also insufficient. You need to do action specific to the desired outcome of the faith that you have. So if you want to have faith in stopping the spread and escalation of coronavirus, you don't get a priesthood blessing. You stay home, you stay safe. You isolate. This isn't even a basement. It's definitely not my mama's house. My mama doesn't want me. My mom sent me to my death. That's how much my mom loves me. So, yeah, this bully, he's now got more ammunition to keep on trying to knock my morality down, my moral, demoralize me. Because, yeah, that's sad when your own mother doesn't want anything to do with you. And you guys know it. Too bad you can't watch my videos. Only those who are 18 and older are allowed to watch my videos. My videos are not for kids. But yeah, there's a Utah school that shut down Friday. They're not open this week because they didn't follow the doctrine of all Scripture. Faith without completed works is dead. The Book of Mormon uses the vegetation theory to explain it. We will liken the word unto a seed. You then have to do the action of planting the seed and dunging it and weeding it and watering it and giving it sunlight and helping it grow. Some require a little stick to help it grow straight up so that when the winds come, it'll be strong, get good roots and good soil. That's all the action part. But the end result, if you plant an orange seed, it better be an orange. If it's not an orange, something's wrong. If it doesn't grow anything, yeah, that was a dead seed. That was a false faith. That information was wrong. You've been lied to. You know, like Fox telling you to take horse dewormers to cure coronavirus. That hasn't worked well, has it? So now you know them by their fruits. Matthew 7. It's also in the Book of Mormon. Fox News is not someone you want to listen to tell you how to cure coronavirus. Nelson is not someone you want to listen to tell you how to cure coronavirus. And he's a medical doctor. Oh man, that hurts. And so, hey, wait a minute. We actually have scriptures that talk about what to do to actually be cured or stop the spread and escalation of a virus. One is in the book of Exodus. Metallica calls it creeping death. Yeah, Moses told the house of Israel, stay home, stay safe, until it passes over. They survived. Egyptians, well, they're like Mormons, trusting in Nelson as Pharaoh. Many have died, over 3,000. And that's just here in Utah. There are Mormons outside of Utah. I wonder how many of them died. I know of at least a half a dozen that made it into the news because they were popular enough in Mormonism. But what about the Mormons who are not popular? I wonder how many of them have died. Out of the how many millions now around the world? Yeah. Agenda 21, or whatever it was called, is definitely in full force, in full effect. extermination of mankind. And so that should have been simple. The doctors told us to do it. Stay home, stay safe. Joseph Smith, if you believe he's a prophet and prophesied, or if you believe that I'm telling you the truth, that the Book of Mormon is coded, as Joseph Smith himself says he codes things, that the Book of Mormon was coded, the first vision and the church history was coded, and the Doctrine and Covenants obviously was coded because the church made an attempt to decode it in 1981's edition. So there's no arguing on that. The church themselves claim it. So if you call me the liar, you're calling the church a liar. I went to seminary the first year the 1981 editions were released to seminary. I'm the first generation. And so, by this ye shall know the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is false. And Mormons, instead of dealing with the reality, are clinging to the last place they go to, and that's abuse, violence, hate. The true face of Mormonism. They don't love. They are anti-science, anti-truth, anti-Joseph Smith, anti-Book of Mormon, anti-true God, because they've made their own up. That's what you do when you don't follow the true gospel of the true God. You're creating your own doctrine, and thus creating your own God for that doctrine you've created. It's not complicated.